condenser on this T6. We pulled it off. This was the one that had the hole through it, where I cut down I filed down those 3 bolts there. It was only the one in the middle, but I went ahead and did them all. I think that should be enough space. Gives it approximately 3 inches between that and the condenser when you close the hood, and before it only had maybe an inch. So we're gonna go ahead and put the condenser on and pull a vacuum on it and whatnot, and put, if everything shows up okay there, we're gonna throw some Freon in it and do our normal AC, thing. Something else in this truck that's come about, and the guy told me that when he pushes on the brakes, all the I can't really start it up right now, but I did it. Let me get the key because this thing's hot. Oh God, I can't crawl up in this damn thing. Tall. This is the same one we put the this thing here. And so anyway, he told me that whenever maybe I can do it with just enough air pressure. Let me see. When he steps on the brake, all his air leaks out, and it comes out the exhaust on the dashboard, or on the firewall on the outside. Comes out the exhaust, and inside there, that goes right up to your brake valve over here, the yellow and blue. And from my experience, when that happens, is it's that brake valve, and I'll show it to you. I'll let you listen here. This is what it does. Right now we got 50 pounds or so, but you'll be able to hear it out here. Let me see. So, from my experience, what I found in that situation, especially if it comes out the exhaust, and it could be an air leak inside the hose or what, but there's an exhaust port on that deal. I'll show you here. On all your brake valves up there on this, every truck's different, but the T600s and the 660s are the same way. There's all your brake valves right there, but there's one particular there, that exhaust, and it's designed to be that way. So if if you push on the brakes, and with just, I mean, it can't be a brake valve or a brake can or something like that, but if it only comes out through that exhaust, that means it's back feeding. And there's a plunger in here. This is your supply line, or your quick release. This one here is one too, but this one here is the one that I find that typically goes bad. So what happens is this plunger or something in this mechanism right here goes bad. And I've had a couple of calls for that same reason. I don't know if it's these 600s and 660s, but they're all notorious for this. Every one that I've changed the part out has always been this issue, and it's always had the same diagnosis. And then so I put a brake valve on it, because I disconnect this deal right here, which is the supply line. This comes directly from your brakes up there in the cab. So disconnect this, and it will no longer do it. It'll come out of here, but it won't come out of the valve. So like I said, this hose right here comes out of the valve up there, and what it does is it backfeeds through all this shit. And so what I'll do to diagnose this thoroughly or quickly is I'll take this off, plug it up, and I'll just push on the brakes again, and the air comes out of here, but it comes out this way. It should go in. So anyway, or however, but that's what I found on these. I'm not really technical as far as that. I just kind of try to diagnose things and move on. But anyway, so in my experience, we're going to put a new one on there, and I'll show you what I mean. I'll take this off and I'll push on the brake, and you'll see that the air comes out this way, like reversed. It should go in. So anyway, that's what I found. They're kind of a pain because there's a lot of connections and whatnot, and they're not really easy to get to under the plate. But I'll put that on there. We're going to put the condenser on there, and while we're pulling the vacuum on it, we're going to knock this out at the same time. So, time with me. if you ever buy, for the guys that don't know, if you ever buy like a condenser, radiator, or evaporator, or anything that has to do with any kind of liquid or what going through it, even a charged air cooler for that matter. Hang on, I'll let this train pass by. Well, I had to stop what I was doing there for a bit. I got to go do a road call for a shop. I guess they don't have the capacity or what, or anybody available, so they contacted me. It's a Volvo. I'm not sure what kind of Volvo, just a road truck. He's sitting at Flying J truck stop, can't get his truck started, so they contacted me to go bail him out or figure out what's going on, or at least get him going. So I'm gonna run over and do that. I don't know if I'll be able to film it because I kind of moved quick just to get him out on the road again, but if it turns into a repair issue that I get, then I'll bring you guys along. But as far as the road call goes, it's tricky to bring the camera out and deal with that. But like I said, if I get the job for the repair, then I'll bring you along with it. But anyway, we're gonna go deal with this and go back at what we were doing. All right, we're back here. I had to go out and do a quick road call for a deal there, but on that deal there, seemed like he had a issue with either a hole in the tank because he was leaking fuel as well. So on that there, I kind of told him I wouldn't be able to help him, you know, on site on somebody else's property. So anyway, we just gave him a referral and helped him out that way. So hopefully he'll get it taken care of. But anyway, I think what I was saying before was that if you buy anything like this, that's you know, like a radiator or charge air or condenser or evaporator, I don't know what else, I mean there's a bunch of them, but if you undo that and you don't hear it taking on atmosphere, then you probably ought to take the part back before you even do anything with it, because most of these parts are sold under vacuum, and if you don't receive it that way, chances are it's got a hole in it somewhere, a crack, a hairline crack, and once you install it, the manufacturer won't do anything with the warranty. So if I don't hear that, I almost always I'll take the part back before I even install it. So it's kind of the first thing I listen for. So probably helps when I have the right tool, the right size tool. So anyway, when you buy stuff like that, whether you're another mobile guy or you even have a shop or what, and you don't know any better, you pull those off, those caps, and they should all, even the charge air will come with a cap on it. If you buy it and it don't come with a cap of some sort and it doesn't pull vacuum, quick or slow, even a freaking compressor will do that, AC compressor. I wouldn't even use the part. I'd just take it back and tell them I need another one. So. If they look at you like you're funny, you know, chances are you probably don't want to do business with them anyway. It's warm out here. I think we just got spoiled. Because there for about a week and a half we had some nice 65 and 75. It was beautiful. Now it's not very pleasant. So don't have to go hammy on those. They've got O-rings in them, so you just got to go where they're snug. Because that little thin ass aluminum, boy, it don't take much to strip that stuff out. I've had to buy a condenser or two. So what you'll hear is when I push on the brake, the air will come out of this part right here, and as long as it does, this will be your issue. For this instance anyway, I mean it varies on what it could be, but in this situation, this is the air that's coming out the dashboard. So if it doesn't come out the dashboard anymore and it comes out of here, there you go. Let me get this down here out of the way. So you heard it there. It just did what it was supposed to. It started there for a little bit. I heard it, and then it locked. So we're going to go ahead and change out this deal anyway. They're not that expensive, and I don't want them to come back with the same issue. I'd rather just deal with it. So anyway, it's a real simple thing. It's just nuts and bolts. You just unbolted these two bolts inside here and take these two bolts off, and it removes it, and then redo all your air lines. It's a little bit of a pain with this bar being here, but tis what it is. But at least we're in the back of the truck where there's a little bit of shade, because it's pretty well roasty right about now. I am so ready for like September, mid-September, when you get the, I like wintertime better than I do summertime, because I can always put more clothes on, but I can only take so many off without it being a social issue. But I like wintertime and the cooler weather, September, October, a little bit of snow. Like I said, because then you can make it however you want to be comfortable. You know, if you want to put more clothes on because you're too cold, so be it. If not, you know, but in the summertime, I don't know how some of these guys wear these freaking suits, mechanic suits. Maybe they have to because of their company or what, but I would literally self-combust if I had to wear all them clothes. I can't do it. Shorts and a tank top, that's about as professional as I get. Now, if I'm at night, I'm doing a road call on the highway, I'll put on a little jumpsuit. You know, a little reflective jumpsuit for the highway, but it's not too terribly, you know, hot out. I mean, it's cooler at night, sometimes, not always, but, you know, at least you have just the reflective thing where it breathes at least. But I've been to some places, man, these guys have their freaking, you know, there's clothes on the pants and the deal. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I could not do it. Once it starts cooling off, then yeah, I'll go for it. But so but right now I just cannot do it. Can't be done. Another issue I want to address, he said the other day, he went on vacation, and he gave me a list of stuff that he had concerns, so it builds up air kind of slow. And I was out here messing with it the other day, and it sounds to me like there's a hose leaking, that braided hose there that goes from the compressor over the dryer. It just sounds like there's a leak, you know, because you can really hear it once you step on the gas. So I'm gonna, before I get the engine warmed up, I'm gonna go check on that, or at least I'm gonna crawl up underneath the truck and just kind of inspect that hose before everything gets so hot you can't stand it. I gotta get some bug spray because these flies are coming out like. Valve here, like for example, when you pull your yellow button, in your cab there and you pull your brake for your tractor, this is that thrusting sound that you hear is the air coming out of these. These are all from your chambers. They go to your fronts and your backs. You've got what comes in with the air, and then you've got your supply right here. Same thing on the other side. And basically, when you release your brake, it just kind of thrusts it out from the exhaust on the bottom. But there's something in this plunger, a valve, or something that goes bad inside of it and lets the air go backwards. And if you hear it out the exhaust, that little hole that I told you, some of them are different. Some of them have it out of just the brake valve itself. Like if you pull your dash out and then the air comes through that exhaust hole, 9 times out of 10 it's this piece right here. I mean, it could be wrong in some instances, but you know, I've almost always just changed this and diagnosed it as that, and 100% of the time I've been right. So I'm not really in the market of being wrong. I can't afford to be wrong. If I don't never think I can do it, I probably won't even take the job, because misdiagnosis in my business can be costly. So once you eat a couple of things, you get tired of doing that. I think I've done probably, I don't know, 10 of these this year. So, and every one of them that I've diagnosed has been right on the money. So I can't really afford to misdiagnose something on a continuous basis. I mean, you just wouldn't stay in business that long. Either you get it broke, or the customers just won't call you back, period. So. most typically your culprit. If you have those diagnoses, chances are that's what it is. I mean, if it's not, you know, I mean, it could very well be something different, but in this instance, that's what it is. So, we're going to get her all changed up, take these ends off of them and whatnot. Reducer for that one, just because the holes are different size. No big. I'm gonna get a reducer. That's all I can come up with right now. So I'll try to get a reducer from there to there, but as far as right now, that's all I can come up with. It kind of depleted my brass selection, so I gotta stock it back up. It's impossible to know every single fitting that you're gonna need, so all you can do is carry around what you think you can, or what you think you're gonna need.
taking those mud flap frames off.
That half inch should take it off just fine.
Half inch.
Yeah. Once you get all the goodies off of it, that's pretty well trashed.
about that silicone pop?
Huh?
So did he say anything about that silicone?
I gotta buy another seal. It
Yeah.
won't hold.
It blew out that thing again?
Yeah, it's not good. Not anybody's fault, just cheap parts. That's all I can say.
How do you fix it now?
This one's got a, when you push on the brake, it leaks the air through the exhaust on the firewall. It's typically this thing right here. Or at least I already diagnosed it.
That's alright.
How was your day?
Yeah, I got disoriented and I went the wrong way on 35.
I was gonna say,
So I went past the bridge.
kinda took you
I
a
missed
bit.
the front street exit and I went past the bridge. So I'm like, wait a second, something's not right here. So I said, out of hell with that, I'll just go to 210.
Took down a little bit to get here. One thing I've
Well,
always...
like right past the Kemper Arena is when that traffic started because it gets one lane going through the tunnel. I was like,
Stay right in the middle.
I'm not waiting for that. So I went around, I got onto 35.
You went up on 70.
Is it 70?
You went 35 north, or
Yeah.
35 south.
And then went down under, and then went all the way like past through downtown,
Right.
like past the whatever that highway is right there. And then I came out right there on 35 and I turned the wrong way on 35.
Yeah, you made it. I was thinking to myself,
I don't want to talk about
I know how far it is over there.
I don't want to talk about it. We're actually starting to finally get into stuff that's somewhat interesting
Oh, that's good.
that I don't know how to do yet. We're getting into the logbook.
Oh yeah, there's no way to walk you through that. That's just a nightmare. 70-hour rule and all that crap.
Yeah.
I hear drivers talking about that stuff, but you gotta learn that stuff, so you're gonna have to deal with it on a daily. Sebastian can help you with that, because he deals with that.
Yeah, I mean it's not too hard really from what we kind of went over today.
Most
I
of
kinda
those
really understand it.
Most of those companies do it all by computer anyway, so your computer.
Yeah, we have our little Qualcomm shit.
It tells you pretty much when you're out of
They
hours.
teach that shit. They want to teach it just in case Qualcomm goes down. That way, you know, you get stopped. You can't be like, well, I didn't work the last 7 days.
Right.
And then, you know, my luck would be I'd tell whoever it is doing that, and my luck, the Qualcomm would come back on as he's, you know, in the truck. Like, yeah, I'm not down with all that.
You're better off.
That'd be a nice fat ticket.
Yeah, they put you out of service for a few days anyway. Yeah, they're always better, especially nowadays. Just do it by the books. Saves you a lot of time. All right, so we got that all installed. Go ahead and step on the brake, Dom. As you can see now, there's no sound coming out of that exhaust part, that exhaust port right there. So anyway, there you go on that. Been probably about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so. And when I sucked it down to a vacuum, it went all the way almost to 30, and now it's back up with a little bit of atmosphere. So there's a hole somewhere, so we're gonna have to do some investigation.